Hello everyone, it's Michelle Gilmartin with A1 Vacuum and Sewing in Reno. Today I'm going to show you a couple of my favorite new features on the Stellaire, Altair, and Meridian. These are new embroidery features that were launched with the Upgrade 1 for the Stellaire XE1, XJ1, Altair, and Meridian. Or if you have an XC2 or an XJ2 or a Altair 2 or a Meridian 2, it came on your machine. Anyway, one of my favorite ones of the two is what they call 2-point positioning. So with 2-point positioning, you can literally take obviously 2 points and position your embroidery very precisely. And that's not with the app, that's without the app. So it's a new feature that you got that you don't have to use the app if you don't want to. So you can see I have my paper pocket taped to my fabric here. And it's also not in the hoop straight. So I think with 2-point positioning, one of the biggest bonuses is you don't have to be hoop straight because you're going to position it using 2 specific points. So my pocket, my paper pocket is 5 1/4 inches wide. And I have a center here. I have the center mark just so that you can kind of get your orientation. And I'm using an 8 by 8 hoop. All right, I've got my pocket in the hoop. Let's see how we're going to use that 2-point positioning. All right. I'm on the Stellaire this morning. I have already saved my name in the pocket of the machine. And the width of my name is 5.23 here. So because I want it to go the entire width of the pocket, so it's nice and big and you can see it. I did try to actually match that text to that size. However, you don't have to. You can have it. You want to kind of have an idea of how wide your design is because those are your 2 points. So I'm going to go ahead and set this. And I'm going to select embroidery. Now I'm going to go to layout, and under layout you're going to find a new icon with the upgrade, and that is your 2-point positioning. So let's see where that takes us. Okay, so if you are just opening it for the first time, yours is going to look like this with the blue dot smack in the middle. And you can also position from the middle if you choose. I want to put this on top of a pocket. So think for one moment, where would be the parameters that I would use to put something on top of something else? I would use these down here. If my name was not the width of the pocket, then I could use the center bottom, mainly because I don't want it to start sewing in the center there because it's going to sew part of my pocket closed. So I'm going to pick the bottom. In this case, my name actually is almost as long as the pocket. So my 2 points are going to be this point and that point. So I'm going to begin with the first point. I've got the dot where I want the embroidery to start at one end. So I'm going to just follow the prompts on the machine and select next. And then in this, it's selecting the alignment direction. The carriage of the embroidery unit will move after pressing next. Okay. Am I doing 2-point horizontal or 2-point vertical? So when would you use 2-point vertical? You could use 2-point vertical if you were trying to match connecting designs in quilting. But today we're using that one. So I'm going to select next. And also to note is as soon as I open that program, I'm going to see a little red dot appear, and that is going to be my positioning marker for position 1. So let's see what the next step is. All right, so align the LED pointer with the point to align and press the next key. The carriage of the embroidery unit will move after pressing next. All right, so here's where I want my pointer to go, and that's where my pointer is. So I'm going to be using my keys here, and you'll use all of them, up, down, right, left, and diagonally as well. This moves it quickly. This moves it not as quickly. This one moves it pretty slow. So right now I'm going to start with quickly, and I'm going to move that pointer, which moved when I was demoing, all the way up to this corner here. So I'm going to start by going up and then going over and then going over this way. And I'm going to get it close with the fast one. And oops. It moved. I touched the wrong button. Oops. Let's get it back down there. I can see that we're still on one. Okay. I'm going to move to slow now because I'm really, really close to that upper corner of my pocket, and I want to focus there. So here's up. Here's diagonal. Here's over to the right and straight up. The last few positions, I try to do them quite slowly. If I go a little bit faster, sometimes I get myself completely off track. So we're going to leave it on the slow. Okay, so let's see if I can bring that in a little closer. And you can see that my dot is right at the corner of my pocket. Actually, I can press in a little bit more. Let's see. There we go. Right at the top. Okay. I'm giving it just a couple of dots there so that it doesn't sew on the paper itself. Okay. So now I've got position 1. This is 2-point positioning, meaning this position is now secure, and I'm going to select next. And so it's saying, okay, use the LED pointer with the straight line in alignment direction and press the set key. I'm going to move this position 2 to the end of my name, and you can see where position 2 went. Nowhere near where I want it. So I'm going to go ahead and I will go move it to moving faster. And now I'm going to slow to where I can finally position that last one, position 2. All right. Okay, so I've positioned 1, and now I've positioned 2 using the LED pointer and my arrow keys. So now position 2 is secure. I can do set. Look at what happened to my name. It auto-rotated. If I push, there's the center. The crosshairs mark the center. If I put my needle down, there's the center of my pocket. There's my center. So let's see how that works. I'm going to go ahead and pause for one moment so I can focus the camera on the embroidery. All right, here we go. so here's my finished name. Right on top of the pocket, matched with the outer perimeters of my pocket. That is 2-point positioning. That is a really nice, handy feature. My second favorite feature in the Upgrade 1 for the Stellaire Altair or Meridian Originals, or the Stellaire Altair or Meridian 2, is Matrix Copy. Matrix Copy is this amazing little program that allows me to duplicate, triplicate, quadruple, fill a hoop up with repetitions of any specific design. And I say any specific design. Obviously, it's going to be based on how many times you can replicate it is going to be based on the size of the hoop that you're working with. But it also applies to purchased as well as built-in designs. I'm going to show you a couple of tips and tricks here with the built-in designs. But please keep in mind that any design, obviously based on hoop size, can actually be done this way. So I'm going to start by going to embroidery. And to begin with, I'm going to pretend that I am making some hang tags to go on our scissors and things at the store. So I'm going to go ahead and bring up my alphabet. I am going to create A1. And then from there, I'm going to use the built-in applique feature, that's the shield, to create a little applique. That means I can sew this out. I can put an eyelet in there. I can put a snap on it. I can just attach a piece of string or ribbon to it, and I can tie it to something we don't want to lose. So I'm going to select OK. And then to access the Matrix Copy feature, I want to go right underneath this little icon right here. Select Matrix Copy. It's going, you see my hoop size is there, so it's going to replicate based on my hoop size. Now, that would be a little close for me to trim appliques. So it also gives me a spacing feature so that I can space them. Now, you can space them far enough apart where it puts you in a different size hoop. Or I can say, well, right here they're okay, but let's space them just a little bit further apart, maybe that way. Nope. If I want to do them in that hoop, that's as far apart as I'm going to be able to space them. Now, I could obviously go up to a bigger hoop, but I think I'll be able to trim those, and that will give me 12 little tags all in one hoop. Now, since my tags or appliques here are not touching, that means that when of course you won't see it with this because it's just black and applique, that when I get to embroidery, I could actually use the color sort feature as well. So here's one way to use Matrix Copy. Let's look at some of the other ways to use Matrix Copy. And again, this works with any embroidery design, not just embroidery designs that are built into the machine. So I'm going to kind of scan around here a little bit, and let's look at some of the categories. I know that, let me go up. I know in category 17, there's a couple. There's the first one that I did. That was this one in non-matrix copy. That was that corner, that little corner right there. And then let me see if I can find some. And some of these would work as well. Keep in mind that it has to be enough, the size of the design. I tried to keep it right around no bigger than 4x4. Okay, so let's see what else is here. Let's look in category 16. Oh yes, this one here was a lot of fun. So this one is a corner design. I'm not going to go through the whole thing with you. Well, I could. I saved it in a couple of different ways. So here's my corner design. Let's do matrix copy. I have 4, and they're all going the same way, but it doesn't have to. Once I've got my matrix copy done, I know that that's as many as going to fit in my hoop, because I'm using an 8x8. Notice that my pieces are grouped. So let's ungroup them, and you'll see that each one is separate. So now I can take each one of the designs and I can rotate them. And I have made another completely different design. Or Maybe I want to make more like a frame. Or maybe I want to use something like this to put a frame, make a label out of it, a big label for the back of a quilt or something. There's another possible way of doing it. Let's look at some of the other ones. Going over here to number 7. In this one, I'm going to use this as the design I sew out. This is number 4. I'm just going to do it in one color, but I want to show what we can do with using mirror image along with rotation. So I'm going to go ahead and select this one. And then from my edit menu, I'm going to select the icon that will lead me to matrix copy. And I am good with 4 of them. I'm going to select set. I'm going to close my edit because what do I have to do? In order to play around with these, I have to ungroup them. So I have to have each of them separate. So I want them so that my leaf is in the center of all of them. So let's start with this one and let's rotate it. All right. And then let's start with this one. Let's rotate. But look at, the leaf is in the center, but this guy isn't going like the other ones. I want something more symmetrical. Well, that's okay. I can mirror image. That gets both of those in the same direction. Okay, now I've got 3 of the 4 in the same direction. And maybe all I need to do is mirror image that one and rotate. Now my design is more symmetrical. I'm going to select OK and embroidery. Now, because I don't really want to change the threads, just popping in to say if you like our Technique Tuesdays and you want to see those Technique Tuesdays, keep coming, and you don't want to miss a single episode of Technique Tuesday. Don't forget to follow, like, and subscribe. That little bell will ring every time at the top of your YouTube channel every time we post a new video. Thank you for watching. Welcome to A1. Alrighty then, let's take a look and see what we got. And there's our matrix copy. Be a great design to do for quilting on a panel or something. Anyway, it's Michelle. It's A1 Vacuum and Sewing in Reno. Please like, subscribe, and I hope you enjoyed this video.